So Pedro Pascal is, again, I've said this before like a couple days ago. I think people are just tired of him. He's forced into almost everything now. They're trying to push him as like this is what masculinity looks like now. No, it's not. He is the completely opposite of masculine. These people are so afraid of traditional masculinity. It's traditional masculinity that sends people into fucking burning houses to rescue other people. It is traditional masculinity that sends people to war to fight for the country. If this country was ruled by those who want to start, ruling things with their own version of masculinity, this place would fall apart. It is because of the toxic masculinity that this place is continuing to move forward. If we were to put a bunch of Pedro Pascals in charge, nothing would get done. They'd all be like, let me hold your hand because I'm fucking my anxiety, and let's blow this place up because they misgendered me. So it's toxic masculinity that helps our society thrive. People like him, people are just tired of seeing him. People do not like what he represents. He's not that great of an actor. But yet Hollywood is just like, hey guys, open your mouths. You're going to get some Pedro Pascal shoved down your throat. But Pedro Pascal's movie, Eddington, flops like a big floppy liberal cock. Or tiny liberal cock. Soy and all. They're filled with soy and estrogen. Not my fault. Flops with $625K in opening preview box office. Do audiences have Pedro Pascal fatigue? Yes. We're tired of seeing the guy. In a summer box office landscape dominated by reboots and sequels, A24's Eddington, a satirical neo-western directed by Ari Aster and featuring a high-profile ensemble including Pedro Pascal, Joaquin Phoenix, Emma Stone, and Austin Butler. Austin Butler, he's still around? Huh. Has stumbled out of the gate. This film, set against the backdrop of 2020 lock... And maybe that would probably be another reason. Like, set against the backdrop of the 2020 lockdowns, no one cares. Like, sure, let's remind people of when we were all forced to stay in the house for really no reason. A time where they could have said, oh hey, if you're sick, stay the fuck home. Healthy people, you can go to work. No, instead it's like everyone's sick. Let's just lock down the fucking country because few people have some goddamn sniffles. So maybe that's another reason why the movie failed. Because it's stupid. Exploring themes of small town power struggles earned just $625,000 in Thursday's previews on July 17th. Today is the 18th. Far below expectations for a project with such notable talent. This underwhelming performance comes amid predictions of a mere $5 million opening weekend against a reported $35 million budget, signaling a potential financial disaster for the indie distributor. Pedro Pascal, who plays a character of Ted Garcia, a fictional mayor in a campaign-style ad release for the film, has been positioned as a key draw in... Of course. Again, people are... They're even promotional, it's... Hey guys, Pedro Pascal. You guys love him, right? And if you don't, you're fucking transphobe, homophobe, blah, blah, blah. Key draw in promotional materials. This raises questions about Pascal's drawing power as a Hollywood actor and whether his involvement significantly boosted ticket sales at all. Critics have noted Pascal's recent ubiquity in Hollywood, appearing in multiple projects within a short span, including Materialists, The Fantastic Four, and now Eddington. The saturation has sparked discussion on whether Pascal's appeal is waning outside of established franchises like Mandalorian or The Last of Us. where intellectual property often drives success rather than individual star power. Mixed critical reception and Eddington box office context. Eddington debuted to polarizing reviews following the Cannes premiere in May 15th or May 2025. Currently holding 60% score on Rotten Tomatoes, the lowest for any Ari Aster film to date. Stuff's so good. If you're wanting to know, it's 2 shots of vodka. No, it's this stuff. I have like a few of these left, I think. These they're really good. Because the thing is so big, I have to put in like 2. But it's really, really good. Really good. Very good. Very peachy. Last peach I tasted that was that great was your mom's. No, it is really good. While some praise its provocative take on lockdown era divisions, others criticize it as dishonest at its heart and overly relying on escalating absurdities. In comparison, the competing horror release I Know What You Did Last Summer pulled in 2.2 million in the same preview window, highlighting Eddington's relative underperformance. Wait, is that like a new edition or is that a reboot? I still know what you did several summers ago. Pascal's track record in non-franchise films has been inconsistent. Discussions on platforms like Reddit point out that he has gained fame through TV hits and blockbusters. His standalone projects often fail to generate significant box office buzz. Eddington marks another instance where Pascal's name alone may not be sufficient to drive audiences, especially in a niche genre film. Emerging controversies surrounding Pascal. Apart from the fact that everyone's just fucking sick of seeing him. Recent months have seen Pascal embroiled in several public incidents that have drawn criticisms. During a San Diego Comic-Con for the Fantastic Four Comic-Con panel for the Fantastic Four in 2024, a clip went viral showing Pascal touching co-star Vanessa Kirby's arm before she redirected it to a handhold because my anxieties, and yet he's up on stage doing this fucking shit. It's almost like maybe he doesn't have actual anxiety issues and he's just doing that. Online commentators accuse him of being... Yeah. It's creepy. It's fucking creepy. Now, if it was anyone else and they just reached out and touched their co-star, we would be slapped with every kind of name possible. But he does it because he's on their side. He does it. It's perfectly fine. A coping mechanism for anxiety or something more inappropriate. Kirby later defended the interaction, but the discourse persisted, with detractors pointing to a pattern of physical contact with female co-stars. In interviews like for Materialists, Pascal's co-star Dakota Johnson revealed that he frequently steals and wears her clothes because he arrives underdressed. Sounds like he's doing it on purpose. A habit she described as reoccurring. Additionally, Pascal also apparently suggested Johnson start an adult subscription page account to... Yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. He's on their side, so it's okay if he does this stuff. It's okay. Nobody questioned anything because he's on their side. He agrees with them. He's got a trans brother. He's got all that shit, so it's okay when he does this weird shit. Though the story was shared by Johnson, it was supposedly a supposedly humorous anecdote. It sparked backlash for its perceived insensitivities. Or insensitivity, not insensitivities. These stories have fueled accusations of boundary issues, with some online users compiling instances of Pascal's touchy behaviors in interviews. Pascal has also faced scrutiny for his political stances, including vocal support for gender politics and criticisms of figures like J.K. Rowling. Again, this is a woman who all she said was biological men don't belong in women's bathrooms or women, biological women areas. These people who praised her because of how inclusive and the themes in Harry Potter. Nope. She said something that has to do with biological science and fact. And they're like, oh my god, fuck this stupid cunt. Oh, fuck you, J.K. Rowling. I mean, didn't she have the whole thing in Harry Potter with the whole mudbloods and muggles and how mudblood was considered a terrible slur and how frowned upon it was looked, when someone called someone else that, and trying to be inclusive and understanding, but no, those people don't remember any of that stuff. No, all they remember is that J.K. Rowling said that, biological men shouldn't be in biological female areas, and that they can't be actual women. Oh no, how dare she? Which is hilarious because most of the people telling that biological woman, all that shit, they're usually biological men. You don't know what a woman is? Yeah, mister, I have a penis. I'm sure you totally know what a woman is. You can identify with whatever you want. We really don't care. Just keep out of female spaces. Like, fuck. Start a fucking trans league for all we care. Just stay out of biological female-only spaces. It's not that fucking hard. Anyway. J.K. Rowling recently calling the Harry Potter author a heinous loser, coming from the guy who has to fucking hold on to women because of anxiety. Yeah. She's the heinous loser. Some dude who has to constantly touch women because my anxiety. And a bully at a recent Marvel event in Berlin. Nowhere near Berlin. I seriously doubt people are going to get that reference. His comments on gender justice drew ire from fans who felt he should focus on promoting the film instead. Yeah. How about you promote your fucking crappy movie instead of like, well, I think there should be justice between genders because young women and even trans women are just as capable as men are. Dude, shut the fuck up and promote your shitty movie. Just fucking stop. If you want to go the fucking Rachel Zegler route, and then go ahead, but don't be surprised when no one wants to work with you. Signs of Pedro fatigue and public sentiment. Social media reflects growing exhaustion with Pascal's omnipresence. Posts on Twitter frequently express Pedro Pascal fatigue, citing roles in Gladiator 2, The Last of Us, The Wild Robot, and upcoming films as overwhelming. We got this one from Fantastic Beasts. None of the stars interest me, despite a promising premise. I'm tired of Pedro Pascal, so overexposed. Dakota Johnson, 50 Shades, Black Mass were solid, otherwise, meh. Chris Evans is hot, but outside Fantastic Four, Captain America, he is flopped. All Marvel actors. Users are overexposed. Users argue he's overexposed. He is. With one stating, I'm so tired of seeing Pedro Pascal in everything. The sentiment echoes broader critiques of Hollywood's reliance on a narrow pool of actors, potentially diluting their appeal. Yeah. I mean, ads, magazines, movies, just you name it, his face is there, and we're just... The fact that it's ice cold makes it so much better. Potential ripple effects for Disney's slate. Disney has invested heavily into Pedro Pascal, casting him as Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four First Steps, with appearances planned in appearances planned in Avengers films. He also plays a title role in the Mandalorian Grogu, which will be the first theatrically released Star Wars film since 2019. It's safe to say that Disney has billions in box office revenue resting on Pedro Pascal's shoulders. Eddington's flop could amplify concerns about his standalone draw, especially if audience fatigue persists, fan backlash, his off-topic comments and casting choices, some calling him miscast or lacking heroic qualities, as have already surfaced, with reports of frustration over perceived woke directions and promotions. With billions at stake with Marvel's Phase 6, any dip in Pascal's popularity could pose risk, though franchise loyalty might mitigate short-term impacts. I'd say it goes beyond simple fatigue. I find the man and the entire ideology he's pushing to be insufferable. For years, I've been called problematic, toxic, and so many other terms meant to degrade my worth as a human being, all for the sake of the mentally deranged who need help and correction, not having their delusions affirmed and promoted. There is no such thing as trans, gay, bisexual. Now, this is this person, okay? A lot of fucking dumbasses like to act like me reading this stuff is me saying that this, those are my opinions. I'm reading the comment, okay? Learn the fucking difference. No such thing as trans, gay, bisexual, or demisexual children, because the only time the word sex and child or children should be in the same sentence is simple, or simply the sex of the child, children is are male, female, with when the child are born. So, he's also one of those guys who are, what they're saying about this, about trying to pretty much, children and affirmation and life-changing, life-saving surgery and this and that. It's like, no, let kids be kids. Let them go through puberty, because no one knows what the fuck they are, fully. Let them go through puberty. If they still have any concerns or are still confused, let them get to age 18. Maybe go through counseling or something. And if they still don't feel comfortable with who they are, then sure, lop off all the fucking limbs you want. If you want to rip your fucking dick off, go ahead and rip your dick off. But go through puberty first. Okay? But these people are like suggesting that kids under the age of 13 should be able to just make these life-altering, medical procedure and these types of, choices. No. Let them be kids. It's not that hard. You get to 18 and you want to rip your dick off, go ahead. No one's stopping you. But let kids be kids. But the fact that he comes out, he's like, oh, my trans sibling. So just stop. Just fucking stop, please. But Pedro Pascal, it's one of those, I've said before, every few years there's always that one person. Like I've said, back in the 90s, it was Leonardo DiCaprio and Will Smith. They were fucking everywhere. Then you have like the 2000s, and I think like Sandra Bullock was everywhere. Who else? The Rock, when he started doing movies, he was fucking everywhere. For the past couple of years, Jack Black's been everywhere. Pedro Pascal's been everywhere. And I mean, quite frankly, I'm tired of all of them. But Pedro Pascal seems to be the one person they're pushing a lot harder than everyone else. You don't see Jack Black on fucking magazines and being pushed and all that. Yeah, he stars in a lot of things, but they're not... No one cares what Jack Black has to say, as opposed to this guy. It's like, oh, actor Pedro Pascal says, it's like, who cares? Why is Hollywood so insistent on fucking pushing this guy? But anyway, if you've seen this fucking Eddington movie, let me know what you guys thought of it. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.